This result means that Nuno is a 6-time champion of the world.
That's your champion, ladies and gents, boys and girls. The boy from Hungary is your champion today. Nancy, take a bow.
Fernandi and Nuno side by side, but for the first time in his career, Figo wins the Irish Grand Prix.
Last race was cursed, but today was blessed. Chargity crosses the line to win the Estonian Grand Prix. Hello everyone, welcome back to Ultimate League as we find ourselves into the Season 21 finale. And today it is going to be a day of many goodbyes. For instance, we got the holy trinity. We got Chargity, Figo, and Nandi all saying goodbye, or maybe not entirely a goodbye. Some of them will very likely take a reserve seat for next season, but it's definitely not going to be the same as it had been for many seasons. I think these have pretty much dominated the league. And yes, we're also going to be saying goodbye to Kubo, as well as the Form Esports free card. It's going to be the final race with these cards, as for next season we're going to be starting a brand new era, that is for sure. As today we found ourselves here on a track to celebrate the number 200 race in Ultimate League, and it is on a track that is very fitting. It's where it all started, here in Spa-Francorchamps. As you can see, it is the third different version that is going to be raced in the league, as this track has been raced quite a few times. For instance, we got Season 1, Season 4, Season 7, Season 10, and now finally it's gonna be back after 11 seasons pretty much. So it's been a very long time, as it was first race in on Rapidly Amazing's base version, and then we got the animated version being used in Season 10, and now it's gonna be a version made by Guzziman. And as you can see, the layout does look a little bit weird, because this track was not really meant to look like the real thing. It was meant to feel like the real thing, and that's the main thing here, as usually with the scaling of tracks, a lot of them sometimes don't really feel all that accurate, and certain corners that are very difficult to make in real life in this game ended up barely being corners. For instance, like the Oruge, for example, here they have to be a little bit exaggerated, and the same does apply to other parts of this track, like the bus stop chicane at the end. And so that's why this track does look a little bit weird, but it should be a lot more challenging than the previous versions of this track. So it should be a very interesting race, as there's no rain for today. So yeah, let's see how things go, because like each tire will work in their own different way, but we will probably see the drivers going for mediums and hard tires, as these pit stops definitely do look to be a little bit big. So we still have some time for the qualifying session. As you can see right here, we got the standings, and in both cases we see the driver's title and the constructor's title already being decided. But for instance, also in both championships, it is the battle for third place that is still at stake. For instance, in the drivers we got Fernandi and Chargity just 10 points apart from each other, and then in the constructors it is SCP, Stargold and RMC battling each other for that third place. In the constructors, as LSA has been able to get himself into second place and secure that position. So without any further ado, let's then get ourselves into the qualifying session. Okay, so we are here then in qualifying. As we see, a few drivers not starting right immediately, so that is a little bit weird, but yeah, let's see how things go in this very exaggerated Spa. As we see how pronounced these turns are, of course. So yeah, it should be interesting to see how will drivers navigate through this track, as that first lap I think we might see some incidents happening, but yeah, especially on that chicane after the Camel Straight. I don't remember now the name of the turns, but yeah, this should be a very interesting event here. So we got a few feelings today. Stargold's going to be racing with Yoa and Zeluce. Then you got Nikhil, I think, for SCP. Yeah, no, RMC actually. as Kubo seems to be sick today. Then we got Piscione racing for the SCP, and I think that's it, or maybe Bana also for Lynx Racing. But as we see then, Flix with provisional pole, starting pretty well here. He got his second race win of his career in the previous race. And now let's see, maybe he's trying to get his third. As we all know, both titles have already been decided, but we still have both battles for third place in the two championships, both the drivers and the constructors. So that should be interesting to watch out. As we see now, Figo up to second place, I think. He was not there before. But yeah, we got Flix just putting himself ahead of the Holy Trinity, which should be maybe the last time where we're gonna see these three drivers, at least in the way that they've been driving for this last year and a bit, let's say. But yeah, now it's just one single lap to go. As we see then, will Flix be able to keep this pole position or not? We see Hernani looks like he's doing pretty well, and maybe can he steal it just like he did in the previous round? As we see now, it's about to end, and no! Instead it is Figo who's going to be stealing that pole position in the end. So as we then see here, the starting grid, it is Figueira then taking that pole position with Flix in second place, so it is a front row lockup for one time. Then we got Nandi and Yo at time with Shajiti there for P4, and then we got Vituko then in P6, followed in by Fantmi in P7, then Ozzy and Jeroni tied with Bana, closing the top 10, so good qualifying there from the filling driver. Then we got Suduce there in P11, followed by Corvin, and then we see Matimar with Albono, and we then end with Biscione, Nikhil, and then Jurist, who's quite off the pace here, that is for sure. There 2 seconds behind everyone else. That is actually insane. But yeah, let's then get ourselves into the final race of the season, and also the final race from the Farm Esports 3 era. Alright, so the drivers are ready then to start this season finale. As we see a lot of drivers starting on the mediums, and here we go, it is go. Here in Spas, we got Figueira with a nice slow start there. Up the inside, he keeps the lead. We got Flix right next to him, followed in by Hernandi. Then Yoa keeping P4, but now we see then this is where we might see some position changes. We see the long Camel straight as he go free wide to the chicane. It could be very dangerous, but they somehow survive there. As we see Hernandi, Fantmi just getting a little bit pushed, and now I think that was Vituko just getting killed there, that is for sure. As we see, we got Seduce with a good start there in P8. As we see also Ozzy there, but as predicted, the pack is breaking already, so it's only the one times, and then Hernandi at the front, as we've seen in a few races this season. And then we see here JT in P5 with delivery, where he took his first ever race win. So that will be interesting to see what can he do here today, but right now he has to wait behind Iowa. So as we see, still a lot of action here in the midfield. We got Jesus Christ, these names are gonna kill me. There's you see then Phantomy then in P8 at the moment, and then we got Pituco then in P7. As we got this huge Aussie train from Aussie in P6 down to, let's say, Biscione there in P15. Although this pack is broken a bit now. We got now the flow forces battling each other there, as we got Luce with teleportation. But we will see, it looks like, so that's Kubo spotting, as he's not racing, so yeah, let's see. I'm trying not to be biased, but to be honest, yeah, I think Stargold is probably not going to get third place either way, so at least I wasn't really counting on that now, as other teams seem to be more suitable today. But as we see then Seduce then battling with Juroni, and then he got Vituko with Fantmi and then Ozzy, so yeah, the pack just keeps on breaking, as that's what kind of tends to happen in these types of tracks where it's all very tight. I think even the circuit itself does seem to be very tight, like the road. But with the way that Kuziman, who made this track, really did made these corners sort of more difficult, more challenging, just like they are usually in real life. So yeah, this is obviously one of those tracks where the elevation changes really can affect the way you're supposed to drive this track quite a lot, as we see then Suducha there in P9. But yeah, looks like Ioa did catch up to the top 3, so we gotta have a 5-way battle right now for that race win. So that is pretty nice, as we see the South African just staying behind Nandi. Obviously he does give a bit of a bigger distance to the others, but of course he has that higher ping, so that's pretty much the main reason. As yeah, then we got the others here in their own little trains. And then we got Suducha already going into the pit, so early pit stop there from Suducha, and then we got Corvid also following him. And yeah, let's see then how it goes. As they're now leaving into the last source. Then drive the Rouge, which is quite gigantic on this track. But as we see now, back at the front, looks like the back is breaking again. And I believe it could be because of Dior, because now he's down in P5, so I would guess that he made a mistake. I think GT passed him, but he just couldn't keep that slipstream. So this is interesting now, as let's see if GT has the pace or not. As yeah, we lost a little bit of pace. But yeah, now this is a moment of truth. I think maybe GT may have made a mistake as well there, because he's definitely much further behind now than the others. And then we see Pituco, who actually has the fastest lap right now. Greeting PH is falling. Fatmi probably could be aiming for the title next season, who knows. I believe he's coming back to main seat. Obviously Flix is definitely seen as one of the main candidates for next season to win that title. And we might potentially have a bit of a Mercedes 2016 type of situation there. But we will see. I think Fatmi is running for one time as well with Flix, so yeah, once again it should be the one-time domination, as at the moment we do see them in the 1-2. And then you got Hinani, looks like he's looking to make an undercut here, and he has GT right behind him, so not sure if it was GT gaining time or Hinani losing time. I feel like the later one is probably what happened, and maybe Hinani is trying to make that undercut to just catch back up to the one-times then. But yeah, if these drivers are in for the hards, then the others might do the same, or maybe not. Looks like the one-times are still opting to go for the mediums, and if Nadi does not catch their slipstream, it's gonna end up pretty well for them. There we go. That's a good team strategy then from Figo and Flix, because now on the medium tires they can just exploit that pace and just try to create a gap to Nadi. And then obviously later on they will have to switch to hards at some point. But we shall see how things go, as we got Nandi dating third. And yeah, probably Johan losing out with this, I would say. But now he's gonna have to show that he has the pace here today. As he criticizes himself then in P5. Then you got Banner quitting P7, but he's still yet to pit though, so that's the main thing here. And as you can see, he slows down Vituco quite a lot here, as we see now. Oh my god, Fatmi just going quite wide there into Gradilon. And that was quite crazy battle there, but as we see then Fatmi up to P7. Probably ending the streak that he's been having this season so far, where he was just constantly battling for the podium. Got second place at, I believe, a couple of times. At least once, I'd say, in Mar del Plata. As we see then, Looks like Flix has lost the C stream of Figo. And you can tell the difference in the pace between the medium and the hards. Obviously, they might also be just Figo's pure pace being better, but yeah, no, so Figo is just looking to get away now from his teammates. So he's probably on his way to just get an 8th win in this season, which will tie my own record of the biggest amount of wins in a single season. As you got then Nandi and Pituco then both on the hearts. And then you got here Cardvid and Suduce. Suduce was one of the early pizzas, just like Cardvid, and Cardvid went for the medium, so he's very likely to be the first to pit for that second time. And in the meantime, we got Juris. He has not pitted yet. As you can see here, that is crazy. I guess he just wants to battle other people. But damn, that is quite the drastic strategy here. And I'm not sure if it's gonna work out that well, as we see the kill for RMC. And maybe they're not looking all that great. I wonder which team could be looking good to take that third place. I'd say for the ones who are battling for that position, I think Stargoat is looking better. But I don't know if they're actually gonna finish third, because they did have a bit of a 10-point deficit. I think RMC was the team that they had to beat. And SCP, of course. But yeah, I think RMC is the one that looks to be the worst right now, as they have Juroni down in P12, and then Nikhil in P17, which I believe he can finish there pretty easily, as we see now Yuris just probably got killed there, not sure. But yeah, that's it then. Looks like in the meantime I see that Flix managed to gain a 10th on Figo, but is that really gonna be useful though? He's already 1 second and a half, almost 2 seconds behind his teammate. Yeah, as we see then the way that they make these corners quite beautiful to watch. There's a huge test of balance. Yeah, then you see Suduce there in P9. And yeah, Kubulic said he had that lag at the beginning. But I guess he hasn't said anything since, so I guess he's looking fine now. And as we see then we got Cardvid now going into the pits. Which kind of took him a while, I feel like. But now he's gonna go down then into a P15 just behind Bana. And so yeah, as we see though, as you may have seen now, my commentary is actually pretty slow. Obviously one of the reasons it's the race itself kinda being very chilled one. But it's also the fact that I'm a little bit sick, so yeah, I kinda feel like my energy was all sucked up, and I have nothing left. But as we see then, we got Nandi just battling Fatmi. I mean, it's not exactly a battle, but they are on the same slipstream pack. Then you see JT with Nandi in their battle for third place. As yeah, obviously today would be cool to see the whole Holy Trinity finishing all in the podium, but I think Flix is after here to just ruin those plans. But yeah, obviously these are three drivers who have conquered a lot. Pretty much 8 titles between them in the last 8 seasons as well. So yeah, it's been crazy, as we see now Figueroa once again going for the medium. So I wonder if they're looking to pit one more time than the others, because kind of feel like that could be what could happen. As we see an NNJT on the hearts, and they've clearly lost a lot of time. And to be honest, I'm not surprised that doing that extra pit stop might be worth it, mostly because we see how long these fast sections are. and I think that probably helps the mediums and the softs quite a lot, as we see now. Ben, talking about teleportation, would it be then from Suduce there? That yeah, we see then Suduce pretty alongside Corvid. Yes, Corvid, yeah, definitely did have to back up on his screen because of the ping. As we see, he's now just trying to follow that Stargoat car. As yeah, so JT then went for the mediums. Now Hernani is just looking to slipstream him and just trying to gain that speed advantage pretty much. And yeah, oh my god, yo, with a little bit of lag there. That is definitely not great. As you see, Flick's just about to catch the South African, and I think he needs to pit soon. But this could really affect this race a little bit if Flicks has troubles getting past Yoa. So let's see, I don't think he's gonna have any issues as he goes then. He has that tire advantage. And as we see, yeah, he managed to get past Yoa without breaking a sweat. And yeah, then you got GT then in net P3 right now. But yo, really going for a crazy strategy here. I wonder if he looking to just do a two-stopper here, which, not gonna lie to you, I feel like that could potentially work. But the catch here is that he's losing a lot of time, so we will see. We will see if that could really work or not. But what can I say is that if it works, it would be insane. But as I said, he's losing probably almost 2 seconds by now to JT and Hernandi, so you'll have to see. Is he going into the pits? No, he's going to try and stay out at least one more time. But he might probably get... It's going to get past, I think, by JT and Hernandi on this lap, so... Yeah, not really sure if it's really going to work, but I feel like both Yoa and JT and Hernandi are all looking to just pit one more time, so this should be their actual positions right now. It's just that Yoa has a huge tire deficit right now. And you can see that he's really just struggling on this track. This track for him right now just looks like ice, pretty much. So as we see then, is he going to get himself into the pits or not? As we see, he gets himself into the bus stop chicane, but he stays out. And why the hell would you do that, yo? As we see him now, he's staying out, causing some little issues here. In the meantime, we see it's Suduce there on the hearts, curting P10, and then you got Corvid there. Okay, then you got Fentry with Bituko, and then you got Ozzy, probably having the race that Kubo had the other day. I think was it Copen Island or Kazigawara? No, I think it was Copen Island, where he just was in complete no man's land and finishing P6 as well. But at the moment he's almost catching Yoa there, as we see Yoa then finally pits. And to be honest, I think he would be happy with the P5 finish in the end. But yeah, let's see then as he goes now for his final stint. 30 laps on the hard, so once again extending those tires like hell. So yeah, I don't think he can really challenge Hernandi and JT at this point. He lost a lot of time now. Obviously he's going to be doing a bit of an undercut, but I'm not even sure if he's going to end up ahead of the Gary and the British driver when these two drivers go into the pits for the final time. But yeah, Figueira though, he's only picked medium so far in this race, so he's going to have to watch out. I kind of hoping that he does not forget that he needs to pick a different tire, because otherwise he's gonna get disqualified. Because yeah, these rules exist for a reason. These were actually implemented back at the time where the softs were clearly the less tired, and that really was obviously not great. The tire balance was bad, but now as you see, Figueira then goes into the pits and probably he's gonna pick the hard, so there we go. So he's respecting that tire rule, and I think he's gonna end up in the lead even after leaving the pit. So Figueira pretty much has got this one in the bag. So it's gonna be 8 race wins in this season unless he has some sort of technical issue. That's the only thing that can stop him now. But even if he doesn't win, I'd say his season has definitely been amazing. And I think he's gonna get the record for the biggest amount of points in a single season. So as we see then, looks like he always finally pitted and he's down in P8, but there's a few drivers who definitely have to pit again. We for instance see Ozzy, who's ahead of Fleeks, and what the hell is going on as we see, oh my god, Charge AT just crashing into the wall there. As he pits a little bit earlier than Hernandez, so yeah, this is gonna be an interesting battle. Both of these drivers will probably like to at least end their careers in the podium. As we see then, we got we took on LGT just having some traffic, and with that crash, this might give a little bit of a help to Hernandez for this final stint. So let's see how things go here. Right now Fleeks finds himself in third, but Hernandez is still yet to pit. And obviously he cannot really stay out until the end, so here we go then. But he then makes his final pit stop of the season, probably his career. I mean, they're sort of doing their final race, but not exactly their final race. They're probably gonna do some... They might have some cameos later on, but it's just that... It's just going to be different, essentially. This whole thing of showing up every single season, doing all races, or doing as many as possible, and win as many races as possible. So I think that's going to be over for these 3 drivers, Figo, JT and Hernandez. But as you see now, Hernandez now looking to take full advantage of that tire advantage that he has, as we see him now just going around the outside, and now he has the inside as he goes to the bus stop chicane, and as we see, we got Yoha right behind him. So he's going to try and hold on as much as he can, because yeah, the tire difference, it is quite huge here. He's actually quite abysmal. Even bigger than his ping, as we see Yoa just behind. And then as we see, he makes a little mistake, and I think that could be... Yeah, there you go then. His podium chances down the drain, as we see him down in P5, and now we got Ozzy. They're in P6, so... Ozzy also does have a bit of advantage in the tires, so... Yeah, let's see, I feel like this could actually affect the constructors' battle for third. As we got, yeah, Ozzy just diving up the inside. Those are gonna be some points lost for Stargold, but as we see, we got Seduce there in P9. But yeah, RMC though, which I believe was the team in third, just really not looking all that great. And SCP obviously looks great with JT, but they got Piscione down in P15. So that's the other main thing here, but RMC is definitely looking the worst out of the 3 teams that are battling for third place. But in the end, we already know that One Time will be taking the Constructors World title, as they've secured it 2 rounds ago. And then LSA later on did manage to just extend their gap in the 2nd place, so which then left 3 teams battling for that 3rd place. As obviously also Mayhem Racing was in the battle at some point. They ended up just falling down behind. So yeah, that's been costly for them. But yeah, Figueira is just looking very relaxed right now. 9-second lead, after doing amazing here. So amazing that he's actually going to... Oh yeah. Is he trying to do a Grand Slam or what? Because if I'm not wrong, he actually took pole position. Has led every single lap in this race, or maybe not actually. No, I don't think he's exactly led every single lap, because he did pitted earlier, so it's not really going to be a Grand Slam, but it's going to be at least a hat trick with the race win, pole position, and the fastest lap points. But yeah, now the main issue. Oh yeah, looks like Flix does have that fastest lap because yeah, these two guys have their names that start with Batman. And on the HGD, it says that the one with the fastest lap it is Batman. So which one of them is it? You know. So, but as we see then, things looking amazing for one time. As we see, also GT just trying to go side by side with Hernandi. Looks like the battle is continuing there, and I feel like Hernandi pushed GT off the track. I feel like Hernandi did push GT off there. And then we got this battle as well, Fatmi and Bitnuko. Spain versus France. Then you see Suzuki there in P9. Trying to finish the race on that position because we see Corvus is trying to hunt him down. But yeah, now just 3 laps to go then into this season number 20. It is the first 20 season of Ultimate League being completed, as we see now Joab pitting as he goes in for the soft tires. And I kind of feel like I might be a little bit pissed because if him losing these 2 positions costs us the 3rd place in the constructors, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do to him. But let's see. Maybe it would be hard, or we would not get it either way. But damn, maybe he can still catch the other 2 drivers, to be honest. But now he's just really losing points for no reason. But obviously, it is not his team, so he's not like he's gonna care. I should probably be thankful that he's racing for us either way. Let's see, and now we just see 1.5 laps to go for Figueira, who's going to be looking to finish in 1st place yet again. And yeah, now he managed to steal that fastest lap from his teammate. But yeah, I don't know what's really the purpose of just pitting again like that, because like, it's not like he's going to get that fastest lap from Figo now, like, I mean, it's kind of just pointless trying to steal that fastest lap right now. But as we see now, Yo is going to try and pass these 2 drivers around the outside here. As he got Yo with the tire advantage, just using that to his full advantage. But yeah, but now we see then Figueira on his final lap was in a completely different league today, that is for sure. I think that must be said, as we see him now into Blasphemo, I think. Just about to finish the race with the top step of the podium once more. And here we go then, Figueira wins the Belgian Grand Prix, and what a career that he has, as we see now Flix. And now we got the other 2 from the Holy Trinity trying to finish in 3rd place, as we see it, and it is Hernandi who wins that battle with GT there in P5. Now we see, oh my god, what happened there? Ooh, let me just slowing down. I guess he wanted to let Pituco pass. And then you see Suduce there, P9. And then you got the other drivers just looking to finish their races. So there we go. Interesting stuff going on. As we see, it is then Figueira with yet another race win with Flix there in 2nd place. Then you got Charge 18 3rd, followed by Hernandi. Then you see Ozzy, who got very close in the end with Joa there in P6. Then we got Bituko, who passed Fatmi on the final straight, then taking P7. Then we got Suduce in P9, followed by Corvid, who closes the top 10. And then you see here is Matimar, followed by Shugoni. Then you got Albono, Bana, Biscione, Nikhil, and then Jurist. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of struggles here today. But either way, we've got Figueira with the race win, the fastest lap, and the pole position. So maximum points actually for both Figueira and one time. Not that they really needed those points either way, but yeah, definitely a good way to just end this season, and obviously a proper send-off for Figueira and his team one time. So yeah, let's then get ourselves into the interviews. Okay, so I'm just doing the interviews then, and obviously gonna be starting then with Figueira, as yeah, I don't know what to say. Maximum points, amazing win. Obviously, could have been more, but in order to get the fastest lap, we did have to sacrifice some of that lead. So yeah, how do you feel? Figo?
Yeah.
Wait, how do I feel? Um, yeah, it's
Probably
pretty
very
strange.
shitty today, right? I mean, it must be very depressing.
Yeah, I mean, we're just happy with the 1-2. Just breaking the, what do you call it? That points record thing.
Yeah.
Like, even the old one. I think you were in that team as well. Like, I think it was like season 6 or something. I can't remember. So that's just cool. Yeah, just happy.
Alright, so very few words, but yeah, how do you feel about your career in general? As not sure if he's going to be driving next season, at least not as a main driver, I believe. So how do you feel about all of these achievements and the records that you got all over the years?
Well, yeah, I mean, just first of like, just like if I'm gonna drive, I mean, maybe Fancy and Flicks miss some races, but I don't really want to race for another team. That's not one time, so if they don't miss any, then I'm not gonna race. But yeah, I'm just happy. When I tried, I won, and that's all that really matters. Yeah, yeah, I'm just happy with it.
Alright,
That's all.
so we then go to Flicks. So you mentioned that second place, and obviously a very solid race as well from your part, and yeah, I guess I would like to ask how you're feeling for next season. I'm pretty sure you're looking to go for that driver's title.
Hmm. Um, I don't know. Today I just felt shit. I had a decent quali. It wasn't the best. And then the race, it was like almost every lap from the last two stints. I just kept touching grass. I was just not consistent. And I mean, I didn't really. This is definitely one of the tracks this season I will practice like the least because I just couldn't really care because I knew we would want to anyways. And yeah, so we got the you know the point record of season 19, I'll say, and we got the point record of I don't know which season it was, but it was 525 points with the old system where you got like 35 points per win. We broke that. I mean, yeah, in general, just a good season. And yeah, we will see what we can do next season because that's my time to shine. Let's just say that.
Alright, and then we go to Nandi. Wait, why does it appear GT as third? Because I'm pretty sure it was
Yeah,
Nandi. Pretty sure it was you who finished third there, at least on my screen. It did look to be that way, but yeah, probably nice battle with JT, a driver who you did battle quite a few times before. And so, how do you feel to end it this way?
yeah. To explain why the game set down fourth, I was keeping up with Figo and Flix. We ran away us three, and before I entered the pits, I got a big FPS issue, big FPS drop, which gets added to my time after I finish. So I got Joe in my slip, and I knew that if I finish close to him, the game will put me behind him. That's just how it works. But I'd be down to like get a tied P3 with Joe, uh, if it's possible, because I feel like both of us did really well to deserve it. And yeah, I could yap for longer than Matimar has ever done, but might leave it for text in roleplay. Uh, just yeah, about this race, I think I drove like nearly my best. It's a shame the FPS issue happened. I could have kept the slip of the one times, at least for the entire second stint, and then I don't know how it would have played out with their strategy. Could have fought for maybe Flix. Could have fought him because in the last stint we were catching up a bit. Then Figo pitted for softs and gave him slip. That kind of settled it. But still a really good race. Good to have it on this track where I drove my first race in CL, the base version, alongside Phantomy. We were teammates for 2 seasons, back-to-back titles with him, so it was just a good way to end it. And yeah, expect a long yap session from me.
All right, so yeah, then we go to JT to the other side of that first place battle, and yeah. So how do you feel as well?
Well, obviously, I mean, on my screen, it definitely looked like Nancy was ahead. So if it was all fair, he would have got third. But I mean, I'm happy to tie it with him. I think that's a great idea. I mean, it gives me a position, sort of, but also, there's some sort of sentimental value, I guess, in that, podium both on our last race, because the one times didn't want to give it to us for some reason. But it was a really fun race, all in voice chat, having a good time. So yeah, I'm just overall happy with it. Not much happened in the race, but it was a good fun time, and yeah, had a good time with it. Not much else to say. I too will have a long yap set. Well, for me, a long yap session in League roleplay at some point. There's a little retirement message, so I'll save most of it for that.
Okay, so we then go to Yoa as you finished P6 today, and yeah, probably a bit of a tricky race as you did started towards the front group and then you kind of just fall down the pits. But yeah, how do you feel?
Not too great, so like, too great. Because, I mean, I went for a gamble. A gamble obviously didn't work. Because at that point I was like, you know what, they're gonna go in. I'm staying out a lap longer. So looked at the gap and I said, you know what, let me try and gamble. Because I think I lost the slip early in the. Because JT went for the undercut and then he caught Nandy's slip, and then for the second stint, it was just me trying to at least keep in touch. And then they came in a lap earlier, and I came in a lap later, and that's, or not even a lap later, I decided to gamble. And that screwed up my whole race as well. And Ozzy even found a way ahead. And then at that point, I knew, yeah, you know what, no point in this one. So, box, soft, the end, P6, I mean, yeah, not, I mean, yeah, it wasn't, I'm a bit disappointed, but yeah, it is what it is.
Okay, so then next we go to Fend Me as you finishing P8 and yeah, managed to be alongside Nani today on his final race. So how's the feeling?
I mean, that was a good race, a good way to end the season, close a chapter with the Holy Trinity. And I hope they all enjoyed the last race. And yeah, I tried my best. Definitely on the practice, so not at the pace to maybe get a podium. Even a top 5, I was out of pace today. But yeah, somehow got a good quali, managed to get P6 or 7, I think, 6, 7. And afterwards, mostly got diddled by Ozzy the first lap. Like 4 times in 1 lap, it's honestly impressive. So I saw he still doesn't know how to drive online, so yeah. Anyway, he broke the sleeve, got P6, and then we just battled for P7 with Mituko. Very clean race, and yeah, at the end I gave up the position as 2 lap to go. I kind of edged him, so I tried everything to get Yua, and once I saw that I couldn't pass him in the bus stop chicane, there was a trailer issue. I just gave up the P7 as I don't really need it. He needs it more than me. So yeah, that was a good way to end the season.
Okay, so then we go to Carvid as you managed to just finish inside the top 10 and yeah, I guess it must be a bit of an average race. So how do you feel?
I feel like complete dog shit, honestly. This was, if it was symbolic of 100 races in UL, this was one of the most frustrating ones I've ever had to experience. Choked quali started like in 12th or something. Banner started in front of me and stalled on the line, so I just ran into them and started last instead. And then there was absolute chaos in the first few laps. It didn't help that I wasn't getting anywhere and I was starting on soft, so I just undercut everyone. Or like at least I tried to. Several times we just got like ran into cars that were parked on the apex for no reason. Just I had pace, but I wasn't able to use it. And then I got stuck with Sejush for like 80% of the race, and then as soon as I start pulling away from him, I start making mistakes. So like, yeah, I don't know. It could have easily been like, I don't know, man. Like honestly, if like I didn't cop so many instances of just getting completely stopped for no reason. It's like 7th, like 6th even might have been on the cards, but I'm finishing 10th, which is just extremely frustrating. And if anything, it's just symbolic of how this season's gone.
Okay, so yeah, then to end, we go then to your teammate Albono. As yeah, probably a bit of a weird season for you, as you started in Lynx Racing and then you went to Flow Force. And yeah, and at the same time, you did actually improve. I feel like it was more noticeable, the improvements this time around in this season. So yeah, how do you feel?
Well, I appreciate that, and you know what? I could have one of my usual interviews and just be all down because don't get me wrong, it was a terrible race. But I'm also well aware that I'm the last interview for this season and this era of car and a whole new era of like the Holy Trinity. So I'm not gonna go into any of that and just say that it has been fun to race and also to like the big three, obviously, or big four actually. I think people are forgetting Kubo's retiring as well because he didn't race this league. So the quadruple trinity, I guess. Well, not really, but Kubo as well. Just I hope they
the
like
quadruple trinity.
yeah,
The
why
Holy
not? Why not?
Quartet.
Gotta give you some credit,
Roll
Kubo.
the
But like,
quadruple.
yeah. So why not? Obviously, I hope yeah, fuck you, fans me. I hope they enjoyed like their last races and their careers and stuff. And it's been a fun season. It's been fun to improve. I've had like no luck, but I've also not made luck for myself. I've just been bad. So next season, the goal is definitely consistent top 10s. And watch Flicks win the constructors and drivers, probably. Hopefully winning it at Jurmala if I can sway the URA to make that the last race. But yeah, it's just been a fun season, and thanks for commentating because you do a great job of it.
Okay then, so that's it then for this season, as all 10 races have been completed, so we don't know yet where are we going to race for season 21, or season 22, but what we do know is that yeah, we just completed 200 races, and we also not going to be racing with these cars, but we're going to be changing to from Sports 4, and I think the Slipstream static may change as well. But either way, we'll see you there until the next time, and goodbye.